Sad part is all my notes are going to be on the back side of the paper where the map is, so I won't be able to
I'm gonna go
refer.
dig through my closet real quick. You guys can get started. I have my headphones on.
Okay.
I just can't talk because I push the talk still.
All right. I think I'm all situated in roll 20. I've got my reference map up. I got all my. I couldn't make monster character sheets either, so I've got doing it old school with the books and place markers.
Part of me thinks that you sabotage roll 20 so you can get your more tabletop
Yeah,
experience.
this was all. Roll 20 is actually working just fine. I just did this for my benefit, which is the most important. Okay, so who is ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yay!
Yay!
We're not starting until I hear everybody say it. No, that's not true. So, as a little recap, and I say little because if I did a full recap, it would pretty much just be the last session. A lot of lore to get through. You guys accepted a contract to find out what happened to an exploration team belonging to the Lubeck Geological Services Company, who were contracted by the Red Run Mining Company last spring to investigate a lead on a natural cave system that had been exposed when a sinkhole split open the bottom of a mountain lake and drained it near the town of Marrowdale. Through the course of talking to the person offering you the contract, the party pieced together that a representative of the Red Run Mining Company who was to tag along was none other than their old friend Sergey. The events of this expedition taking place around the same time as the temple trouble in Yaren, of which Fedorov is the only party member to have been around for, the only remaining party member to be around for that, which would coincide very closely to when you guys first came together, traveled through the forest, and were betrayed by one Mikum Sooth, a longtime friend and associate of your legitimate friend, Bron Hammersmith, whose inn you spent the night at, traveling to Marrowdale. Had a fantastic time catching up with old Bron. You took notice of a portrait of his adventuring company from his prime, the Bronze Men. One of the members bore a striking resemblance to a more matured version of your intern Tinsel. When you set out in the morning, Bron also offered you any supplies you might need, including things for climbing, and Uhl generously took him up on the offer of a weapon, a dagger that looks like a snake. That he took off a snake person, whatever that means.
Isn't it like a snake cleric or something?
Just a snake person, I think.
A regular all snake person. Okay.
You know, your garden variety snake person.
All right.
Uhl also took the opportunity to raid the Hammered Smith Lost and Found for things to read, and found an old book written in a near illegible script in a language that is unrecognizable, that seems to detail the history of the Oubliette Empire, a society that Uhl has for whatever reason, attached significance to in the form of rusty washers. For your rest and relaxation, you headed to Marrowdale the next morning, arriving by late afternoon. Noticing the land is fairly desolate and dried up. The stream that provided for the town was fed from the lake that was drained. The people didn't seem particularly interested in your coming and going. They preferred to go about their business. But there were a lot of notices about water rationing and the punishment for breaking the various laws of the town involving a reduction in the water they're allowed. At the request of Braun, the party actually delivered a barrel of fresh water to the Soothsayer Inn, run by a initially hostile young woman. Does anybody remember her name? Does anybody?
Claire.
Claire, yeah.
Claire Sooth. The party figuring out that she was the daughter of Mickham Sooth, the man who betrayed them in the forest. She didn't seem to have a particular attachment to her father. He thinking of her more of a trophy or a thing that adventurers do, starting a family. But after charming her, she provided Ool specifically with a little hand cask of delicious smoked trout, her own personal recipe.
Yeah.
She is willing to look after Gummy while you guys head up in the mountains this coming morning.
I thought Gummy was gonna kind of provide for himself, and she was just gonna keep an eye on our cart.
Yeah, you guys gave the instruction to Gummy to lay
Yeah,
low.
I kind of
and
botched that.
and we're not sure exactly what that's going to entail, but yep.
Sorry, Tinsel, we lost Gummy.
Good thing you had him microchipped. BB had his own little side adventure, hunting, skinning a deer to make a beautiful hat for his squire, Garrett.
Yep.
BB arrived at the Soothsayer Inn in time to be caught up on the events and happenings. Garrett has confided in you that he is not comfortable climbing into the mountains, and he would rather stay at the inn, if you're fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine. He can
You can watch
take
Gummy.
care of Gummy.
Yeah, he'll watch the barkeep lady while she watches Gummy.
Yeah.
Claire.
Watching a horse seems very Squire-esque.
Yeah. And Pending Adventure can't do anything by the book, so of course the horse that he watches is a giant worm.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, so unless you guys have any nocturnal business, we can pick up the next morning as you prepare to head up into the mountains.
Do we get a long rest?
Yes.
Not that it matters. I mean, we've long rested 3 times, but
Yep.
I just a quick question on how death saves work. I had to make a couple. Do those go away with long rests, or
When you are
when
brought
you're
back,
alive again?
yeah, when you're brought back, when you're stabilized, essentially they reset.
Gotcha. So I'll just remove these guys here because I use the little check boxes on my character sheet.
Yep. Yeah, you can. If anybody's got death
Cool.
saves, feel free to clear them out.
I'll clear those out.
All right. What's the plan, guys?
I found paper, just so everyone knows, and I just for lamb's sake, it's got my notes about what data room is from my first day at TR. So
Jesus.
it's the only notebook I could find is my first notebook from TR from the box of shit that I took out of my desk from TR when I quit TR the first time.
They didn't make you give
All
that
right.
back?
No. I have
valuable
a
info.
box of just random shit. It had an old chocolate bar in it.
Probably still
And,
good.
uh,
I'd eat
a
that.
little like a statue of an airplane from
It's-
when we launched our product that is now garbage.
That's probably magic. I would get that appraised by a wizard.
All right,
Spend some time with it.
Yeah, can summon an airplane once per long rest.
that sounds
Dude.
good.
Which
It would
help-
only have one wing though, because the wing broke off of it.
Well, that would help you guys in your current task of
Yeah.
climbing up a mountain.
Yeah.
I say. So she told us about that mountain pass. So I mean, let's go find that.
Yeah, she marked down on the map
I
that
have like a
Fedrov's been keeping. A very
it's like a cloth thing she gave me, right?
Yep.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys head out on foot
In the morning.
in the morning. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like early to mid-winter. This region doesn't get a ton of snow per se. Occasionally a light dusting, but the sort of terrain situation right now is essentially the grass is just, you can tell that it's dead from lack of water over the spring and summer, and it just crunches underfoot as you walk.
Right before we leave, I'm gonna grab like I don't know, like a piece of grass, and then like grow it into like a big bushel of like barley
Okay.
or something, and hand it to Claire, just because I want to get the Druid craft what the weather's gonna be like today.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like tasting a little bit of the dirt. You make this grass grow, and then you like hold it to the wind. There is significant gusts in your future.
I tell the crew it's gonna be windy.
BB also grabs some dirt and eats it.
Just for nourishment.
Well, and he kind of like looks around and goes, "Yeah, that's what I got too."
Give me a religion check.
BB?
Yeah,
Oh,
BB.
Oh man.
So yeah, you copy Fedorov, not really knowing like what the purpose of this was, but the dirt in your mouth doesn't taste right, and it fills you with a sense of unease.
Mhm.
It's not good cooking dirt.
And yeah, and not the normal kind of dis-ease you get from eating dirt.
Usually it's very calming.
The kind you get way down in your plums.
Wait, is dirt like some sort of Viagra?
That's orc lore.
Oh,
That's their secret. You're not meant to know.
Yeah.
That's why it's used so much in their cooking.
Very prolific people.
All right.
What they do is eat dirt and bang away.
And bone down. All right.
All right. So you guys get to the base of the mountain.
How long of a walk was that?
It ate up most of the morning.
Mm.
We're talking, brunch hours for sure. 11:30.
Okay. Substantial hike.
It's a bit nippy out, but slowly the sun's starting to just sort of warm up the earth.
Do we see any like indication of where the entry point for this trail might be?
Yeah, so you've been following the this cloth map that she's given you, which means you do not need to make a survival check. Instead, you find a switchback trail that leads up through where two distinct mountain structures meet.
We have like a bunch of rope and stuff, right?
Yeah, BB's got a shit ton of it. if he chose to bring
Ships on
it.
a rope. That's right, I did.
I'm imagining like it's just like a giant tire of rope. He's just been lugging around. Do we want to like tie together, or are we not? Is it not that treacherous? Is it like a pretty easy incline, or does it look like we could?
Give me a perception check.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah, it's Vincent's already started climbing.
Yeah.
Um,
Second story work. What's a mountain if not just a big second story?
And a third, and a fourth, and
Yeah.
a fifth.
doesn't have that 30-second story work yet. Fedorov, you think it would be a wise decision to tie yourselves together with a lifeline?
All right. I'll say to the group, maybe we should tie ourselves together. Has anyone like climbed a mountain before? I feel like I've been like in a bunch of foothills, but probably not a whole lot to do with mountains.
Yeah, never to this scale.
Yeah.
Not me.
Vincent, you're already climbing.
Yeah.
You're
I
out of,
can't hear this
you're out of-
conversation.
You're out of earshot. The wind
I'll
is
scout
actually.
ahead.
The
I
wind
think we
is-
should put
Oh, go ahead.
I think we should put BB in the back, and then me up front, and then Uhl between us, just like in order of weights, right? Like if somebody up at the top slips.
Yes. I agree. Will's not much of a climber, but that seems like a good idea.
Cool with BB.
Vincent, you don't hear any of this as the wind has
Oh.
picked up around you.
All right.
See, guys, told you. Windy.
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
my hat still on though? I make an effort to keep hat on head.
Yeah, you're like half climbing up this incredibly steep switchback, one-handed, one hand on the hat.
The Pirates of the Caribbean theme songs playing in your head.
Oh yeah.
Eyes are watering from the cold wind. On that note, let's get some strength checks from everybody. Everybody who's rope lined together can take advantage, and Vincent's gonna get disadvantage.
I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick. I have my headphones though, so you can keep talking.
Okay.
Be quick.
Oops.
So strong.
That's the one.
I feel like.
Oh.
Never mind.
Go ahead, Uhl.
I was gonna say 3 13s in a row seemed like a bad omen, but there wasn't 3 13s in a row.
Pretty close though.
Yeah, still a bad omen. We're gonna die.
So, Vincent, you find you're not making a whole lot of traction climbing up this mountain. And in fact, you actually find yourself, like the rope-lined group has actually overtaken you.
Oh well, shit. BB. Save me.
BB saves him.
How do you want to save him?
Throw me some rope.
Yeah, I've got extra rope, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I tossed some rope his way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie off behind BB. I'll be in the new back now.
All right. Give me another strength check then.
Do I get advantage this time?
No. You're playing catch up, but yeah, you sort of slip a little bit, and BB just starts reeling you in.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to make your way up the switchback, and you're standing at the sort of the rim of this mountain basin, I guess. It's almost like a little valley higher up in the mountains. And you can see, clear across. This is most certainly where the lake was, although It doesn't bear any resemblance to the picture or the ideal map that Fedorov was provided by the contractor, which was provided to him by Old Man Red Run, and showed what this looked like in the spring. There are no rivers flowing into the central ravine, though you can see there are some smaller sinkholes that have opened as well. There is one large one that dominates the center of the drained lake, and you can see the landscape is dotted with the type of fauna that you would find underwater. Really tall reeds and other nautical shit.
Is there any like crashed like ships?
No, nobody would have sailed up here.
No, like small boats.
No, there's not. It's not a holes situation.
Ye olde speedboats.
No,
Like-
Whole reference.
no, none of that.
Are the reeds and like seaweed and shit like floating all spooky like, or are they all like crumpled up and dead?
They are sort of limped over like you'd expect a wilted plant to be, but as they look very stiff, like they're frozen in place by the cold. But to actually get down into this basin is a lot easier than the climb up. You just essentially have to slide down the slope.
All right. I do that.
Should we anchor this rope up so we can get out easy, or do we think we could walk out just fine? We better bring the rope.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably exit the way we got in, right? Like, tie up and walk out.
That sounds good to me.
Don't see why not.
It worked to get us this far.
So are you guys gonna slide down roped together?
Sure. I hadn't thought about not doing it that way.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to
doesn't want-
Yeah.
Somebody slips, Will doesn't want to be attached.
Yeah, I think going upwards it helps just in case somebody slips, but if we're going down and somebody slips, everyone's going down with us.
All right.
Separate it is.
No, I'm tied with BB, I think.
Okay. Vincent learned his lesson.
We're tied together.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, dexterity checks from everybody. Also, I can hear myself in the background of somebody. It's not like loud enough to be super annoying. I just figured I would mention it.
Probably me. A lot closer to my speakers.
I assume we have advantage.
You guys have no benefits for this, actually.
Okay.
So, Fedorov, BB, and Vincent have no issues sliding. It's it's almost like a Tony Hawk style grind.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go full Breath of the Wild, shield surf down.
All right, yeah, you can totally shield surf down.
I'm gonna walk down.
Okay.
Lame.
Uul, you take a very confident first step, and then you just tumble down. You land face first into the ground, and you take 2 points of damage.
Should have turned into a cloud.
I thought about that, but that would have taken one of my 2 spells.
And as soon as your face breaks your fall against the soil, you feel your head sort of sink in. It breaks the frosted, thin layer of plant life on top, and it's just mud underneath.
Ugh.
BB, I found some mud. Would you like some
BB
mud?
dips his finger in it.
It tastes like Earth's pudding.
Oh yes.
He's rock hard.
You guys could see this from the ridge, but along a safe distance from, but fairly close to the central ravine, is a dilapidated wooden structure.
I say we check that out first.
With that.
What's that? We check out that wooden structure.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Cool.
So it takes you guys about 2 hours of deliberate movement.
Yeah, is there like a path that seems very bog-like, where if we break through, we hit mud?
Yep.
Is there any sort of noticeable trail that we can follow?
You guys can see that it certainly looks like anybody who's come through here has had the same issue, and you can see where sort of if you guys are looking at the map, you guys kind of came down about right here. About right here, it looks like where the expedition that you're trying to find came through. There's a very wide berth that's been taken through here, where you can see the surface layer's been basically decimated, and it looks like they had a very difficult time pulling whatever they brought with them through this bog. Likewise, you can see the carcasses of animals that have wandered down from further up in the mountains that have gotten stuck. So there doesn't seem to be a fast or easy way through.
I'm glad I'm tied up with BB then. Pull me out of the goo.
But there isn't any immediate danger.
All right.
And you guys are able to, by early afternoon, you're able to make it to this wooden structure. Which, go ahead.
Has it gotten any like colder? Like as we've climbed in elevation, it's kind of wintry.
You can tell that it's a little more difficult to breathe.
Yeah.
The
Is
area,
the ground like frozen-ish, a little harder than it would be if it were summertime?
yes, most definitely. The frost is a little bit of a boon. The underlying mud is maybe a little easier to trudge through than if this were spring or summer.
Right on.
So this wooden structure looks like a hastily constructed shack, and a weather-beaten Lubeck flag hangs just outside the door of it, though it looks mostly reclaimed by the elements. To say that this has a door basically ignores the fact that one entire wall has fallen off, and planks that make up the roof have slid off and disappeared. The whole thing sort of rattles and shakes in the wind that's picked up.
Rule would like to ask the Magic 8-Ball if this place is haunted.
Oh, interesting. No.
Okay. I just had to use it.
So are we like just right outside the door?
Yeah, you're standing outside the door, but enough of this has dilapidated that you can
Yeah.
see into it as well.
I'm gonna like go poke around and see if I can find any remnants of the expedition crew, specifically that journal made with metal and acid.
Yeah, for anybody who might not recall, specifically the contractor told you your best bet would be to try Margus Tin Chewer's journal. He's an old school dwarf who would inscribe on a essentially a book of bound sheet metal with acid. So if there's any,
So,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, is this thing haunted? I don't know if I heard the answer.
It said no.
Okay, all right. Woo.
So you want to have a poke about Fedorov?
Yeah.
Give me that investigation check. So the floor of this place is very uneven. You can tell it's starting to sink. All the floorboards are all warped and they've popped up. This shack clearly wasn't built to last, and there are 13 bedrolls in various states of decay. Underneath the sort of the one at the head of the arrangement is a heavy metal, or a heavy tome of bound sheet metal
There you go.
Oh shit.
written in dwarf, or rather, what would be the right term for this? Etched into its pages are dwarven runes. So anybody who can read dwarvish.
I'm pretty sure I cannot.
Read whatever the fuck I want.
It's true.
I got common, gnomish, and druidic. I'm gonna just shout mission accomplished, boys. Is there any like people or any like remnants of people, or is it just the book
All of those sleeping bags.
and the sleeping bags? Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to try and perceive that, you could give me a perception check. If anybody's interested,
I don't know. We found that book.
that's it. The adventure's over.
We don't need it. We'll be fine.
What's better, a 21 that's a crit or a 21 with a +6?
I would say a 21 with a crit.
Damn.
I win.
Oh, that is a critical success. So, Fedorov, you poke about the shack. I assume you've handed the book off to Ool so she can read it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just shout mission accomplished, boys, and then hand it out to Ool, our resident translator.
And then you have a sort of a deeper look at what was going on in the shack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out if there's like bones or teeth or.
Yeah, there are no remains of human or elf or anything like that. Humanoids. There is a cache of rotten food. And then there are sort of adventurer packs that have sort of necessities in them. Like one of them has like a toothbrush, things like that. So it certainly seems like this was somewhere they intended to return to. BB, you've wandered over to the edge of the ravine, and looking down, you can see there are 13 ropes that go over the side.
Oh man.
Add him to the
Can I
rope
add them
collection.
to my possession.
Yeah, you can definitely reel them in if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, BB cautiously reels one of them.
So you notice that just the first one you pull up has been it looks like very clearly like it's been cut about halfway down.
I'm gonna reel in more of them and say, "Hey guys, I found some ropes."
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm attached to BB, so I assume I'm right by him, reeling in ropes.
You're just trying not to fall into the ravine.
Yeah, I've got myself braced in case BB slips and falls into the ravine.
Holding on to dear life.
Hmm Knife in hand.
Ready to cut the rope and let BB swing free.
Yep.
Yeah, so you reel up 12 more. And there's nothing particularly interesting about the other 12, other than that they are very, very long. It takes you a while to pull them all up.
Longer than our rope that we've got that BB had.
Probably. Well, how much rope do you have, BB? Do you remember?
A shit ton.
It is.
Amount.
It is about a length and a half of BB's shit ton of rope.
Interesting. All right.
And the tips are soaked in water. And
Ooh.
when you reel it up, I mean, there's like water bugs and stuff skittering around on it.
Just
Can
some
you-
tips.
Can you send Zazuzu down?
You're
To see
down
if-
in Eden.
Yeah, like what's at the bottom of this thing?
Is the rope more than a mile long?
Yes. No.
I just want to know if like there's a giant lake at the bottom of this. Like if we fall, are we gonna be cool?
Okay.
Um,
All right, you heard the man. Get on down there.
So Zezuzu, he's been
Make
at,
some noise.
he's been
Thank you.
he's been acting strange.
What?
He has been just staring at this chasm, this ravine, and he actually doesn't register your order.
I just grab him and huck him on down there. Figure it out.
You see his wings unfurl and he swoops down.
Majestic.
And then you turn your attention.
Majestic.
You turn your attention back to your book, or to this book, I should say,
Okay.
which is just titled in Dwarven Ruins, My Field Journal, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It has observations about various sites that he's observed. As you turn through the pages, you eventually get to the chronological point in time when they set off on this expedition, and it would seem that Margus is, very displeased about having to bring this 13th member along, both because of the number implication, 13 being an unlucky number, and because he doesn't trust him. The Margus is of the opinion that he doesn't care how much money Old Man Redrun is throwing at the company. He doesn't want to put his men in danger by bringing along this soft gut.
Good.
This
Must be a lot of.
effete city dweller.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the last entries is that two of his men, Feely and Orno, confided in him that they've been hearing strange whispers.
Ooh.
urging them,
Coming from the chasm, or
urging them to claim the great treasure that waits below. He has encouraged them not to share this with the others, and in his journal notes that he thinks it is superstitious nonsense.
okay. I take my focus away from the book to see if Zazuzu is just dead now or what he's doing.
You can see that he is standing on a very narrow stone bridge that runs the length of the chasm, or not the length of it, but the from one side of it to the other, not the wide side. If that makes sense.
Like on the top of or way down?
Way down.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What do you see down there, buddy?
He doesn't respond.
Okay, I look through his eyes because do that.
When he perceives you as looking through his eyes, he shuts them.
That motherfucker.
And you can perceive that he is walking forward.
I'm kind of torn between not wanting to go down there, stop him from whatever he's doing.
The last entry in this field journal is that they are going to undertake an expedition further into the ravine, and that he's leaving this field journal behind in case something should happen to them. But he intends to keep a more detailed expedition journal detailing what they find down there.
I don't know if we get partial credit. If we bring home
plus
this.
if we bring some example back, that's like a stretch goal, right?
Yeah, we get like 5,000 gold if we bring back
That's a lot.
evidence of useful.
What do we get if we bring them back?
If we bring who back?
The people in the hole.
They're
Hadn't occurred
Dude,
to
I
me
think.
that they could be alive.
yeah.
They might be. You don't know that.
Otherwise,
the
we
fact
get
there's
a 1,000 gold.
The fact there's a bridge down there spooks me out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to deal with any Smurfeblin or any of that creepy shit.
But if we fix the water flow, we can finally just be Shonies and retire and sell fish.
That's true.
That's what I kind of want to do.
I mean, there's water feeding back into this lake, so if we fix the chasm, eventually it'll refill.
Right.
Yes.
You just have to fix a chasm.
So,
No big deal.
Ool, is there anything in your creepy book about like the sort of, I don't know, whisperings of greed, maybe?
Strange chasms.
Let me check.
There are volumes written about about disembodied voices promising things.
Cool.
You could probably throw a dart at any page in the book and hit something involving that.
Anything specific to underground voices?
Ool, it puts you in the mind of the Oubliette Empire, which was the sort of in prehistory, before the great civilizations of man and dwarf and elf and gnome. They all labored in slavery under the cruel masters of the Oubliette Empire. The primal gods being the sort of the all-knowing leaders, and the primal gods being the embodiment of primal things like anger and jealousy and things like that. The primal gods, though they were literally ripped from the earth when the races revolted against them by the pantheons that are worshipped now. It's said that their servants, or maybe they themselves, still lurk far below the earth, tempting people to release them from their prisons. Whether or not that's applicable to this,
Apropos to nothing.
Let me bust out the oldie Magic 8 Ball one more time and ask it if there's any humans alive down there. Or any non-demon like creatures alive down there.
yes.
There are. Okay. All right, we're on our
I mean,
expedition.
I'm all for jumping down the hole, guys.
Can BB check out if there are any spookums down there?
I mean, my divine sense only has a range of.
Of what was that? You kind of cut out.
60 meters.
Yeah, the chasm is a wee bit deeper than 60 meters.
All right.
Slightly.
Does this qualify as under a mountain? Are we gonna have to deal with scared BB?
That's up to BB. Technically, I mean, right now you're over a mountain. I mean, you're way up there, so you can't be over and under a mountain. You're just in a mountain.
That's the logic I try to impart on BB.
Do a persuasion check.
Yeah, that's
Contest-
my fucking wheelhouse.
Contested persuasion check. I want one from BB as well.
Oh man, that was such a shit roll. Yeah. It'll be alright, big guy.
Alright.
You can't be over and under a mountain at the same time. It's like a sandwich. You can't be the top slice and the bottom, of bread. We're in the middle.
So, like a hot dog.
It's a lot like a hot dog.
I mean, let's not get started on the is a hot dog a sandwich to be.
That's already been settled. So what's the play here, guys?
I'm game with going down. The only thing I'm afraid of is our ropes getting cut by some sneaky bastard up here.
Well, we could go one at a time.
All right.
Like if you wanted to go first,
I'll
I'll
go
hang out
first
up here.
because I'm real light and I'd be easy to jettison out of there.
What's the structural integrity of these ropes? Like if they were here back in the spring, I can imagine these ropes have seen some better days.
They have seen better days, but they were designed to be weather hardy. These are the kind of
Okay.
ropes that an expedition crew would use to undertake a long-term spelunk.
What kind of ropes did BB bring with? Is it like kitchen twine?
The cheapest rope that he could grab off the sailor stones. It's like a big spool.
All right. So we'll make sure, right, we have 13 good ropes and one shit rope.
All right, yeah. If you want to go down first, I can make sure nobody cuts the rope.
Did we ever decide if Ool's thing is like a radio or not?
Ool's telepathy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a radio.
All right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can talk.
If you want to chat with me when I get down there.
What's the range on it? Does it have one? It must.
Yeah, I think it does. Let me look. I think it's 30 feet, probably. Yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
If I like tug twice on the rope, yank me out of here.
Okay.
Is that doable?
I mean, we could try.
All
Don't
right.
don't yank unless you
Pretty
mean it.
light.
If I yank twice, get me out of here, and if I don't, probably good to come down.
All right.
All right.
I could try to shout, but I have a
Yeah, you
feeling
could just yell.
it's really windy.
Yeah, it is very windy. So you're just going to lower Fedorov in?
Yep.
Okay. As they lower you, and you sort of disappear into the darkness. Though I guess it really only affects Vincent. Well, there's a range.
Wait, what?
There's a range on dark vision too as well. So yeah, you're lowering Fedorov down, and he disappears from view. This goes down far enough that sunlight you just can't see what's down there. I'm gonna want an acrobatics check from Fedorov to see how well you're able to sort of navigate the fact that there's cliff face you need to maneuver around as they're lowering you.
All right. I do have dark vision. I think that works for me, right?
Yeah, you can see.
Now that I'm down there.
You can see around you. They just can't see you anymore. All right. You're sort of like walking down the side of this as
Yep.
they're lowering you, and the stone that your feet are on slips, and it was a patch of gravel that starts to spill down, and you're free hanging from the rope. The people up there feel a tug, and I'll let all of you make strength checks to see if you can.
Oh yeah. By the way, if you're within 10 feet of me, you get plus 2 to your
You get what?
I get what?
you get +2 to your roll
Oh,
because of my aura of protection.
that's
Plus
right.
saving throws. Does that count?
Yeah, this is a saving throw.
You are saving Fedorov from plummeting to his death.
Okay, yeah, that sounds.
I think there's water down there.
I got 13.
So, Vincent, you sort of you dig your heels in, but you're still pulled towards the edge. Ool, you dig your heels in, and you're pulled a little bit, and then BB's like one armed, holding onto the rope, like looking at the horizon, just thinking. He doesn't even notice the increased tension. Fedorov, you're able to get your footing again and continue climbing down.
All right.
You make it down to the bottom. The climb itself takes probably an hour,
Jesus.
just because partially because it's so slow going with the wind, and it is just incredibly far down. But eventually, you are the chasm face that you're walking down against opens up, and you're sort of hanging on the rope about 50 feet above a shallow pool of water. It's fairly wide. I mean, it's not like lake size or anything, but it's like Olympic swimming pool size in width. In depth, it's only a couple feet, but the excess rope is sort of just floating in the water, and then you hear the babbling of running water further to the west.
All right. Do I see Zazach down here.
You do not, but you see a narrow stone bridge, very clearly, very obviously purposefully made, that runs west to east. Well, east to west.
Okay. And it goes over this pool.
No, the pool would be okay. I'm gonna just scribble it on here. I actually had a map, but
You
rules.
could drop it into Discord.
There, I'll just draw it. It's fine. I still have to export it from Photoshop and stuff. Da, 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 da.
The fuck is this? Oh,
So, Fedorov, you came down about right here.
Okay.
The pool of water extending to the west behind you, and then this stone bridge breaches the chasm.
Okay.
It does continue on further to the west that you can see, and it's probably a safe assumption that it likewise does the same on the east, but specifically what Uhl saw through Zazuzi was that he was standing on like about the middle of that.
Okay. So I'm gonna start to inspect this bridge here, and like just look at it and see if I could tell like who made it and how long it's been here for.
Yeah, we can do that.
oh, bet you wish you were a dwarf.
Get that stone knowledge.
I don't have a stat for stone knowledge.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what that comes under. Is it
History.
history? There you go. I forget history's a skill.
Fuck.
You have no clue, but it looks old.
It looks older than the chasm.
Yeah, for sure.
Been here a while.
It looks like this wasn't designed to be a bridge. It looks like, well, you just, in your opinion, and it doesn't look like it was originally a bridge. Is all I can say.
All right. I'm gonna be real ginger-like and try to walk across it to the other side, just because it's a bridge and I'm on one side and I want to see what's on the other one.
Yep, for sure. We can do that. So you step on it, and you can feel that it's not fully steady. And you can feel that it sort of like wobbles from side to side, and a little chunk of it falls down deeper into the chasm. The chasm extends even further below. We can talk about what that means for Fedorov in a minute, but if anybody would like to take a bathroom break, now would probably be a good time to do so we don't leave BB completely behind.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Alright.
was back to the last minute, I guess.
Oh,
Sorry.
Well, bathroom break anyway.
we'll
Right.
still do the bathroom break.
Okay, re-explain this drawing you've made to me.
Okay, so Fedorov, top down view of it. Fedorov has come down and landed about right here.
Okay.
This thing sort of runs over a long, shallow pool of water,
Yeah.
and then likewise the stone continues on over the chasm like a bridge, going to the east.
Okay. So the two squares represent
It's just two sides
shallow
of the.
pools.
No,
Two sides.
it's just two sides of the chasm. Realistically, they should extend all the way north and south.
Yeah.
The blue
Gotcha.
is just the water.
So those are just chasm walls, basically.
Yes.
And what are the thinner rectangles?
These or the gray ones?
The thinner gray ones. There's a thick gray one that I assume is the bridge.
I just didn't draw them the same width. It's all the same sort of
Gotcha.
stone masonry work.
Okay.
One might say road-like.
Hmm. Okay. I'm just marking it down on my map so I know.
Doo doo doo.
Is everyone back? Did anyone go to the bathroom?
I'm good.
I mean, I did, but I'm still here.
Nice.
I've got a bucket.
2 buckets. One to poop in and one to sluice yourself with. To clean. He didn't give us any indication. I wonder if he untied himself or not.
I would. Well, we can talk about that when he gets back. But I would say that's a fair assumption that he untied himself.
Okay. I mean, I'm still tied up to BB, so never assume that we untie ourselves.
I actually kind of assumed that he wasn't tied to this. He was just sort of climbing down it.
Ah,
Because otherwise he would get to that 50 feet of where the chasm wall ends and this cavernous area begins, and then he would have to fall the rest of the way. There's no wall to walk down.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's still dark down there.
Oh, we can get into that when people get back.
I've got another dumb question.
Yes.
You said that it was hard going down there on account of the wind.
Yes.
Is the wind coming out of the chasm?
I'm back.
Welcome back. Is Uhl back as well?
Is Uhl muted?
Take that as a no.
To answer your question, no.
Okay. Yeah, Ryan. That
Yep.
token that I made for Sergey was I
Yeah.
just took a picture of Doctor Strange, and
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
He said,
I had just seen Doctor Strange. Well, maybe not just seen. When did that movie come out?
Sergey confirmed for Benedict Cabbage Patch.
This movie
You guys
came
ever
out.
watch Sherlock?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Hmm. Man, I guess that movie was like a year old when we started playing. No, wait. When did we start playing?
September 2017?
We started playing.
16.
We started playing
Yeah,
online
16.
on election day. That was our first roll 20.
All right, so yeah, this movie came out November 4th, 2016. So around about that time.
That doesn't seem that seems off to me.
Why?
Oh wait, no, you're right.
What?
I was
What?
saying, we're talking about the origins of the token for Sergey.
Oh yeah, that's. I was gonna say that is Doctor Strange, isn't it?
Yep. All right. So, speaking of things that are strange, Fedorov has found himself standing on a some sort of stone construction that runs the length of the cavern for as far as he can see. and he's sort of standing on the stonework that spans over the chasm, though he gets the feeling that it was not intended to be a bridge, based on the
Yeah.
shoddy craftsmanship.
If it starts to like sway and shit, I'm probably gonna just back off.
Yeah, so you step on it, and it does sway a little bit. It doesn't feel like a rope bridge, but you can tell that it doesn't have any support to it, right? It's just sort of suspended over this.
Yeah, I'll back off.
Okay, how about the rest of you up top?
Since the rope is probably slack now, like not much going on, and he didn't tug on it, so
So he's dead, right? Is that
I mean, he could be.
okay? Well,
Only hope.
All right, now we leave him. We got the book, right?
They cut the rope.
Smurf
yeah,
it
we
with
cut the
myself.
rope for good measure.
Zazuza will take care of it.
No, I don't know. BB suggests that he's gonna climb down.
Okay.
All right, I don't think we're going to be able to yank you back out.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Are you guys still doing one by one then, or are you gonna?
Do we have in part of our spelunking kit? Do we have? I don't remember what the stakes are called.
Crampons?
Please.
Crampons?
That's a funny name.
Yeah. Do we have any of those things
Yes.
that we can like?
You do.
Crampons are for your feet.
Sorry. Okay. Hand spikes.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes.
I want a hand spike.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got all the gear you need to scale rock in those.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I want to like.
What's your
Tap-
carabiner situation?
Yeah. I want to tap a stake, like 3 stakes into the ground, tie up 3 ropes to those stakes, and then we can all go down together.
All right. Give me an intellect check. I don't know how much Vincent knows about mountain climbing.
Yeah, it's fair game.
I don't think they come with an instruction booklet.
I'm 10 feet away. 13.
Okay. All right. So you do what you said.
I mean, I know how to climb. Second story.
Yeah. This is just a very very tall second story when you think about it.
Yeah, and all about handholds and footholds.
All right. So you guys you're all gonna go down as a group then? Is that right?
I mean, it's there for doing if we want to.
Let's do it.
All right.
BB's already starting to climb down.
It's rappelling down.
He's not even using the thing Vincent set up.
That rope's not attached to anything, BB.
He's just throwing himself at the ground and assuming he'll miss.
Yeah.
So that means acrobatics checks from everybody who's climbing down.
I want to climb down. Oh no.
Damn it.
All right.
It is +2 if you're within 10 feet.
Oh, that's maybe a good thing.
Yeah, I'll stay real close.
So, Vincent, you have no issue. I mean, this is just a tall second story, so you're halfway down before they even start. And you can see above you, Ool and BB begin to rappel down when Ool's hand, her grip slips. She starts sliding down the rope, not free falling, but she can't get a good grip on the rope to stop herself, so she's falling too quickly to be safe. But I will let you do what you can to help her out as she comes tumbling past you.
Oh Jesus. I reach out to grab her cloak or whatever to like I don't know, slow her down at least. Or maybe. Wait.
BB grabs for her.
BB can also grab for her. Yeah.
I want to reach over and grab her rope. I don't know what the fuck that would do. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna reach over and grab for her.
Okay. So I'm gonna say dexterity checks from both of you. All right, BB. You can see she starts to slip. You reach out to grab her, but her fingers slip through yours. Vincent, but you give her enough stability that she's like, it's not complete free fall. It's like when you're stumbling when you're walking and you're trying to turn it into a save. Vincent, as she comes stumbling past you, walking vertically along this sheer cliff face, you just grab her by the one of the horns.
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
Sorry.
But you're able to Ull's able to correct herself, I should say.
Yeah, I look really sheepishly at her, like it's almost like I grabbed her by the boobs, but worse.
When you're a star, they let you do it.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's better than being dead.
I know that's like your people's thing. Not allowed.
Your people? What is that?
I don't know. I just assumed. I don't. Maybe. Yeah.
All right, never mind. Let's get climbing.
Okay. So you guys eventually do manage to make your way down the cliff face, and you're standing on this sort of stonework. Oops, I have the wrong mode selected. This masonry that runs east to west below
As
you.
they're
is
coming down,
Yep.
I'm gonna like look at try to do a sensing for like, I don't know, evil.
I don't know
just
if
general evil.
I don't know if Fedorov has that.
That's fair.
That
Ooh,
ability.
you're gonna have to. Wool's gonna have to guide me down as we go, cause I can't see shit.
In the rock climbing thing were torches.
Oh.
By the way.
Should have struck one of those.
Yeah, I don't have fireball anymore.
So Fedorov's just having a poke about. We can say you brought a torch with you if you want. So we don't have an adventure of you stumbling around in the darkness. Vincent.
Yeah. I assumed we brought the pack of shit with us, so
Okay.
I was gonna light a torch when we get to the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, so Fedorov, you're just having a sort of a poke about, a general poke about, trying to get a lay of the land. There are you can see that there are mushrooms. It's dark, so they're grayscale, but you can see sort of growing all around where this water's pooled are mushrooms and some sort of strange moss.
Can I take a little bit of both?
Yeah,
I have a herbalism kit.
for sure you can. I would. What is there anything you want to do with them in particular?
No, I just kind of want to take them back to the lab,
Okay.
crime lab.
Yep.
I'll just say I'll take a couple of each.
Okay. As you're doing this, your friends drop down onto the stonework, and you're all in the belly of the chasm.
Shit, I strike up that torch.
All right. And now Vincent can see that there is a technicolor field of mushrooms that's ringed around this pool.
Ooh. That's pretty cool. Any specific order to them, or are they all just like
No, it just random mushrooms.
scattered? All right.
They have a a very bright hue to them.
Is there a corpse down here? Like, one of those ropes was cut, so I assume someone fell.
There are 2 corpses.
Shit. Can I inspect them up close, or?
Yeah, definitely. Medicine check would probably be in order if you want to do some
I guess-
forensics.
Assume that they're dead. They could be taking a nap. They might be.
They could be taking a nap. They definitely both died from falling.
Are there mushrooms growing on them?
One of them has a few that have grown, like, they're not growing on them, but they've grown, very sort of, they're encroaching on where one of the bodies is.
Oh, okay. I searched their pockets.
One of them has a piece of paper that is very badly weather damaged, and it essentially is falling apart in your hands. It's very damp, but it has a symbol scrawled into it over and over and over. And as you look at the symbol, the symbol that's scrawled starts out very, very neat. Like the person was taking great care in how they drew it. And then by the end, it looks very manic.
Ooh. Do I recognize the symbol?
You do not, but it is a circle with a dot in it and 5 points radiating off it in equidistance.
I ask Ool if she knows anything about this. This seems like her cup of tea.
Well, let's find out. Would that be Arcana?
I can tell you right now that you know what it is because it's on the front of your book.
Oh, holy cannoli. Okay. What is it?
As far as you know, well, you don't know what it means. You can read any language, and you don't know what it means. So it could be a thing that is beyond, your gift, or it could be like a pictogram, because you can only read written word. You don't know like hieroglyphics. So whatever the symbol represents, you don't understand.
Okay.
Hmm.
Weird. Well, that's a good sign, though. This book's been good to me. Nothing creepy about this book at all.
Do either of these corpses look like they have like a sheet of metal in their head, as though it was Margus?
Funny you should ask. One of them does.
Fuck.
Shit. Was that his corpse that I got this from?
Nope, it was the other one.
Is this just one dwarf? Or are they both dwarfs?
The Margus is a dwarf, and the other one was a human.
Because Margus, if I see him, say a quick prayer or something like that, and I'm gonna look for his field journal.
All right, give me that investigation check.
This is what Fedorov would be considered Iwi.
You find a similar looking book. To be more precise, you find what looks like the front of one, and then a few pages bound to it with deep claw marks in it. It looks like it's been ripped apart.
Not a fan of that.
And if this guy fell... I wonder if he fell trying to get out. If there are 2 corpses, 1 rope was cut. I mean, someone must have fell climbing in, maybe, and 1 fell climbing out.
Margus seems like the kind of guy who would be the last one out of the hole.
He definitely does. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I mean. It sounded...
The first 2 pages of his expedition journal are intact. By the by, they're a little rusty from the moisture, but they're still legible.
Hand that shit to Ool.
Read
it, monkey.
Fine.
The
We're gonna have to start paying Ool for translation services.
There you go.
Yeah.
Should start a company. The first entry is I don't understand. He just let go of the rope. Orno, why did you do it? The climb was fine. But I saw him as he fell. He just had a grin on his face. This has hurt morale greatly. And then the other entry is west is blocked. We push further to the east. And then more men have confided that they hear whispering. I think it's nothing. I haven't heard anything. And our friend from the Red Run mining company seems thoroughly unaffected. Or unbothered, rather.
Sounds right.
Well, should we push east? I know that goes over the weird pit that we don't want to...
BB cast Divine Sense.
That lets you sense devil stuff.
Yeah, undead, celestial fiend, pretty much, yeah.
Devil stuff.
Okay. Nothing.
Okay. It's clear, we can go, guys.
All right. You don't have detect good and evil?
I think I actually have that prepared. Nope, I don't. Sorry.
I mean, it's probably very similar to Divine Sense, so...
Do we see any of the valuable rock nearby now that we're down in the hole?
Give me that perception check. You don't see anything of value at all, actually. The only thing that looks even remotely out of the ordinary, besides the mushrooms growing, is this stone thing that runs the length.
Well, should we try to run across it? Seems like a rolling log scenario. If we get a couple people holding it.
We could try that, or we could push west, right?
The journal entry said that west was blocked.
Yeah, you trust a dead man?
That's a good point.
I mean, he might have learned something we didn't the hard way.
Can I tell where Zazuzu went?
You get glimpses through his eyes. And just a general sort of sense geographically where he is, east. But you get glimpses before he detects you and shuts you out. you can see worked stone walls.
Okay. I don't know. East sounds pretty good to me.
All right.
We could try to like steady the bridge or the log, or now that we have a torch down here, can we take a closer look at it and see if it looks like anything of structural importance? Or
Yeah, we can roll that into the perception check that you sort of made now that it's been illuminated by torchlight. It looks like a road. It's got it looks like it's made of flagstones, essentially.
so it looks pretty much just like the bottom fell out from underneath it.
Yeah, yep, or a chasm split open where it runs. And you can see a very hard line of the stone that gets exposed to sunlight from above. And the stone, the rest of it looks like it is never been exposed to sunlight.
Oof. I'm assuming we don't want to step foot on that, because I mean, unless somebody wants to like Super Mario across it, and then
Yeah, how far of a gap is it?
It is about 30 feet.
That's more feet than I can jump. I can jump quite a ways.
I should have taken the jump spell. I guess if we wanted to, one of us could like Super Mario across it, and then the rest could tightrope it. But that sounds like dangerous AF. We could try to build a rope bridge.
We could do that.
We have a shitload of rope.
Hmm. Are the ropes still hanging from the ceiling? I assume so, right?
The leading up out of the ravine. Yeah,
Yeah.
The ropes that you guys took down are they come down far enough that they actually
They touch the water.
yeah they not a good chunk, but the last 30 feet of it sits in the water.
Can we use those to try to like swing across?
I like where your head's at.
I don't know a lot about physics, so I gotta think about this, but I don't think you'd get all the way across, would you? You'd only get as far that way as you started back, like a pendulum.
Yep.
We'd have to move the fulcrum to the other side.
But you could certainly try. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
I kind of want to try.
I mean,
What if one of us were to run to the other side with a rope, secure it to something, moving the fulcrum to the other side, and then everyone were to swing across?
I don't understand how securing it to the other side would help.
Like if I were to run across with a rope that we had down here,
yep.
and then you were to tie that rope to the rope that's dangling, and I were to tie it to, because I'm assuming I'm the one running because I'm the lightest.
Right.
I were to tie it to the other side to like a rock, it would move the point where the swinging is happening to like the middle, right? And you could swing
Yeah, but
across.
like on the floor.
Oh yeah, it'd
I
have
could
to be
just
up
throw
higher.
you.
You could just throw. That's a hold on to a rope that's attached to something above in case you fall and miss. I like that idea. We tie a rope around Fedorov's waist, and we
Mhm.
have BB throw him 40 feet. That might not work.
How do we?
Uh,
How is throwing work?
Fly
in
across.
D&D?
I grab something, and then everyone swings from that something.
I don't know. So let's see. A thrown weapon.
All right, can I get
Thrown.
one more rundown on the situation?
I mean, I can turn into a weasel. So if
Oh yeah.
BB
Oh, heck
wants to just like poo huck me as hard as he can, like a Nerf football.
You could turn into a spider, right?
Yeah, I don't know how aerodynamic a spider
Well,
is.
I'm just saying a spider could probably go on the
That's true.
bridge without fucking it up.
That's true. I could also probably climb up. I wonder if I could tug a rope to the other side.
I don't
Probably
think
not as a spider. You could probably
No,
like
with a web.
shit some rope out, I guess. But I don't know if you could carry a rope. Might be too heavy for a spider.
Well, did you need clarification on something?
Yeah. Sorry. Well, just please explain this bridge situation one more time.
Yep.
Is it-
Yep. So you guys are on this side here.
Yeah.
Ignore the fact that the gray rectangles are different sizes. They should all be the same size. And then there is extending over the chasm is more road, which is acting like a bridge, continuing on to the east. But Fedorov did an initial sort of like foot test of it, and it seems very yeah, sort of rickety. No, it's not like secured to anything. It's just sort of free hanging.
BB's a civil engineer, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think you should build us an ass bridge. Spider rope.
Maybe just
And then-
shore it up.
Do we
Underneath.
have carabiners in our climbing pack?
You do.
So then once we have the ass bridge, it'll be like Cliffhanger, I think, with Sylvester Stallone. Tie a rope around yourself, carabiner it to the ass rope, and then pull yourself across. Genius idea? I think so.
What's the worst that could happen, right?
It's just an ass bridge.
If we were to peer over the edge of this thing, can we see the bottom of the chasm? Like, is it like 4 feet down? Like, we could just hop down and walk across, or
No, for as far down as you can see.
I want to throw a rock down there.
Okay, you hear it, like bounce
How many
against
seconds?
against the side,
Okay.
and you just continue to hear it bounce until eventually it gets so quiet that you can't hear the bouncing anymore.
Okay. It's probably more than 4 feet down. Unless gravity changes the further down you get. I'm not a man of science. Ask that 8-ball. Is it deeper than 4 feet?
I only have one more question left.
Will this ass bridge hold our weight?
It's spider silk. It's Ryan's ass spiders. Spider silk.
well, I mean,
It's
I guess
gotta
we
be
could
tough.
just go west, until we hit the wall, and then come back and solve this later.
Okay, we could put a pin in this.
It's probably not going anywhere.
All right.
When we come back, the bridge is gone.
I don't want to lose contact with my little Zazuzu. Scary out there in the chasm.
We might have to wait for Wool to Spawn a new Zazuzu. That other one's a lost cause.
If I do that, does the other one die?
I think that's probably flavor text. I would say that he like instantly rapidly decays into bones, and then the bones turn to dust.
Okay. No, I don't want to do this. So, this one's been good. He survived Pirate Adventure with 1 health. I want to keep this one.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay. Says
Remember
Vincent.
our Pirate Adventure?
No. I get. Yeah, I get that. I don't know what 1 health is.
1 HP.
It's a warlock thing. He's doing
Yeah.
RP.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, guys?
BB wants
I mean-
to throw something.
Okay.
Grabs fed up weasel.
Weasel now.
I mean, do we want to try just something bananas? Like, I could.
Give me that ass floss.
I mean, we could chuck Fedorov across and see what happens, or I could burn one of my shapes and crawl across, right? And then I'm on the other side, and we could try to build an ass bridge.
Maybe.
I mean, whatever you guys want to do, I feel like I'm going to be thoroughly entertained.
Yeah,
I mean,
you've gotten like an hour of entertainment out of doing nothing.
It's not
so
even going to
far.
matter that Roll20 went down.
I mean, if you crawl across, we can just throw a rope to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then I can tie it on the other side, and you can just shimmy across. And it's based
Right.
purely on your athletics, so.
Sylvester Stallone style.
Mhm.
If we have 2 ropes dangling from above, right?
We're also assuming that this bridge will like turn into powder as soon as you step on it.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
was hoping to Super Mario across it, right? Like we just run as fast as we can.
That might work for 1 person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, that's before I remembered I could turn into a spider.
yeah.
The not often used spider of.
Mm-hmm. I was more willing to turn into Weaselov and get pitched across this fucking thing than turn into Spider off. So
All right. Well, what would Joby do? No Joby.
I guess I could turn into a giant elk and run across it.
Joby
Yeah.
he'd jump it.
Could I ride Joby and just jump it?
If you want to summon him down here, we can see what
Could you-
happens.
Could you do a real like Mario Yoshi thing?
Halfway across. you just-
Yeah, you abandon him.
Oh God.
We got a lot of Mario options here.
Sacrificing Joby is going to be like the new thing that happens every adventure.
your
He's not even
Yeah.
a warlock.
your God will.
So-
They'll turn their
so-
back on you.
If I'm understanding the situation correctly, I'm going to turn into a spider, run across a bridge. Vincent is going to just Super Mario across it as it falls apart. Ool is going to turn into a cloud and float across it. And BB is going to just Yoshi Joby over the gap.
Yeah, we've all got our own way. I don't know. Or we just go west and see what.
You can go west.
I
I
feel like this plan can't fail. Or
don't want. I don't want to do all of those things.
one of the two.
It's a lot of failure points.
It's a lot of spell slots used.
But how else are we going to get across the bridge?
I don't know. I don't have any spells. I don't.
Yeah, that's why you just got to stick your arms out at your side and run as fast as you can.
Do it anime style.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go full The Last Airbender on it.
Okay, well, all right. I'm gonna grab one rope.
Excuse me.
Tie it around your waist.
One of the ones that are hanging down, or one of the ones you brought with.
One of the ones I brought with.
Okay.
I want you guys to hold on to this rope. I'm willing to dangle into the never-ending chasm. Bridge falls. And then I'm going to make my way across the bridge.
All right.
I'm going to
gonna
go
go
slowly
spider-
at first.
I'm gonna go spider off and crawl over the top real quickly
Okay, so
before that happens.
All right.
Fedorov grows a couple extra arms, shrinks down, grows a thorax, and then scuttles across the bridge.
His head remains the same.
It does. That's canon.
I imagine my shield gets really little.
Yeah, it's like it's a spider-sized shield. Actually, what your shield looks like is the pattern on your thorax.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you're able to skitter across, no problem. Vincent, you're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
All right. You step on to this stone bridge, and you can feel that it sort of shifts a little bit underfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But you are otherwise able to make it across, no problem.
Yeah, I was gonna do. In my mind, it was a very like Indiana Jones, where he has to step on the letters
Yeah,
correctly. Yeah. Very ginger.
but yeah, it doesn't give out underneath you or shift dramatically to one side. It just wobbles a little bit.
All right, coast is clear.
Sweet.
I'm going to. Is there anything I can my end of the rope off onto? That's not me.
There's a stalagmite.
I give it I try to knock it over like a good shove to test its strength.
Okay. So you give it a good push. It doesn't move a little bit, and then you give it another one, and your thumb sinks a little bit.
All right,
And then
I don't trust it.
and then an eye opens up.
Holy shit! You guys, I run back across the bridge.
Hold on now.
Oh my god!
It's the beholder.
I gotta find it in here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you turn to run across the bridge as tentacles that were indistinguishable from stone whip up and wrap around you.
Oh god! Oh god! Pull me back! Pull me back!
We better roll some initiative.
Motherfucker.
Oh no! You guys, it's scary over here.
I like the left side of the bridge better.
How do we select our characters?
I'll drop you on the thing here.
Oh, I found some stuff out about my character that I should have been using
Okay, what'd you find
a
out?
year ago. I just have one cast a day of Thaumaturgy, Hellish Rebuke, and Darkness because I am a tiefling.
Nice.
So that comes in handy. I think I'm gonna move turn into Mist back onto my fidget spinner.
You do that during a long rest.
Oh no, I do that retroactively because I don't know how to play D&D.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you retroactively do it this one time.
Okay.
All right. I had an icon for my roper.
What about your Ebert?
And I always roll good initiative.
Him too. I'm just...
Him too.
All right, Uul.
All right. So it's got Vincent, and it's a big tentacle monster. Is it still like the ground with just tentacles coming out of it, or is it a physical like being?
Now that it's sort of revealed its camouflage, it looks like it's a creature that is it's got the perfect appearance of like rock, and it's got a hard exterior, but you can tell that it's got tentacles that it can use to move around, so it's not stationary.
Okay.
And a great big eye that's hungrily sizing up Vincent.
Okay.
No.
I want to draw that mystical magical rune thing that I saw when I got to that giant eyeball on the ground, and be like, point at it, point at myself. Friends?
Okay, you wanna do that as your action?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an Arcana check. So you spend about 6 seconds very quickly, but still very detailedly, drawing this Arcana symbol. And then you point at it, you point at that, and you point at yourself, and it just blinks at Vincent. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of intelligence to this thing. It's more bestial.
Okay.
No, perfect.
Don't eat my friend.
And-
Yeah, that's not all I got.
Okay. Fedorov.
Climbs out of the chasm.
So I'm a spider right now, right?
Yes.
I don't think I have a sheet for spider.
We do actually.
I don't have a wild. I'll see if I can find a character sheet. I think he does. He's like a AC 0
I've got one.
or CR 0.
Yeah, it's I'll drop the spider token on there.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think it's
He is pure trash.
he has an AC of 12.
Got web sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 1 HP. So it's a bonus action to come out of wild shape. So I didn't take any really offensive spells, it looks like. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scurry up to Vincent, and I'm going to
Oh man, Vincent doesn't like spiders, but
It's got Fedorov's face.
yeah, it's
and
true.
shield
That
shield
makes
on
it
the
actually a lot
thorax.
better. Yeah.
And I'm gonna shift out of my form,
Okay.
and I'm gonna attack the roper. I'm gonna try to like hit, I guess, just the eye. Like I'm just gonna hit it in the eye.
All right.
Just give it a bonk.
Give me that damage attack or that attack roll. We got there in the end.
Damage
I
attack.
don't think I can attack with Shillelagh, right? Because I have to transform out of.
Yep.
Right, that's my bonus.
Correct.
So it'd just be a straight up strength check.
Just the club. But you have proficiency in this weapon type, so you get to add your proficiency bonus to that roll as well.
It's +3.
So 13.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a hit at all.
Son of a bitch. Well, I will sit here with my shield and wait to get grabbed. Until next time, friends.
All right. So we're on to BB.
So I'm on the other side, right?
Yep.
And where's Vincent at? Did he escape or no?
No, he's wrapped up in a tentacle.
He's okay. I can get on board with this. Okay, I've got it weirdly. All right, never mind. My map is working now. Oh man. BB summons Joby.
All right. You wait. Oh, how long does it take to summon Joby?
That's a good question.
I think it's like 10 minutes, isn't it?
Is it?
Or is it 1 minute?
Find Steed. Casting time 10 minutes. You're right. I thought it was much quicker. Never mind on that. Because I don't think I can sit through what?
It's like 600 rounds of combat.
Yeah. Just hang on, guys. I got this. No. I don't even know what to do. BB takes out his axe and throws it at the thing.
All right.
Oh, good.
The stalagmite is like right on the edge of the chasm, just for reference purposes.
Okay.
It hits the top of it and then just rebounds off.
Oh no.
Up and over the top of it.
Well, hang in there, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about all I can do.
Vincent.
Oh man. How is this tentacle grabbing me?
It has a tentacle, sort of like you're not like wrapped up. It's just sort of loosely wrapped around you, but it's exuding a very adhesive substance. And you can actually, give me just a second. I need to read the. Da, 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 da. Where did I read that? Yeah, it's like it's almost like an incredibly sticky fly trap is wrapped around you, but you do feel it's the sort of inner side of the tentacle that's touching your skin is lined with it's fine like hair, but it's sharp like teeth.
Shit. Ouch. So what's like my movement option here?
0%.
Okay.
It's actively binding you.
And I have
Do you have what?
arms. Use of my arms at all?
Yes, you do. It's wrapped around like your midsection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my batana.
Okay.
And take a swing at the tentacle.
Yeah, you can do that.
Boop, beep, da-da.
Your Bitana rebounds off of the surface of it.
Fuck. Okay. As a bonus action, because I've got the torch in my other hand.
Yep.
Can I try to like bring the torch down on the tentacle? Like, I want to singe it.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
it'll let go of me.
give me an improvised weapon attack.
Okay. I don't get to add proficiency. Well, it's a simple weapon.
If you're, if you have proficiency in simple weapons, go ahead and
I
use it.
do.
All right.
I probably don't get to add like a dexterity bonus.
No.
Shit. Critical fail.
Was it a critical fail?
No, wait, that's a 2.
I was gonna say that's.
My brain shut off real hard for a second.
So you try and burn it with this thing, but it doesn't look like it has an effect on it.
Okay.
Or at least how you went about it, it didn't hurt it.
Hmm.
All right, this thing. Vincent, it draws you in closer, and you can see that right below the eye, an enormous mouth lined with stone teeth opens,
Oh no.
and it's gonna take a chomp on you,
What?
or it's gonna attempt to take a chomp on you, I should say.
Fuck.
And 18.
Yep.
All right. Big boy D&D guys.
Yeah, that sounded like a lot of dice.
Yeah. For sure it was. I gotta do some mental math.
Oh no.
You're gonna take 20 points of damage.
Holy shit. I want everyone to know that is a lot of Vincent's health.
Been
Yeah.
real, Vincent.
Yep. 4 more of its tentacles. It has 6. Lash out. One is gonna try and grab BB because they have a range of 50 feet.
What?
All right, guys. It's been real.
A 19.
Yep.
Okay. And it pulls you across the chasm.
Oh, well. Bitch.
Yeah, chasm puzzle defeated.
But when it does so, it flings you sort of like up and over Vincent and slams you into the ground. And you only take 3 points of damage from that.
Yep, that sounds right.
Another one is going to lash out at Ool.
Nope, that wasn't.
A 9.
Nope, suck it.
Okay. And then for the final tentacle is going to lash out at Ool again. An 11.
Suck it again.
All right, so you're able to one
That got me.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
So he slams you over as well, and you take 2 points of damage.
Damn, I should have Super Mario'd across this thing while you guys were still up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, Ool, revoke that damage. You didn't get pulled across. I can only do that once per
okay.
turn. All right, Ool.
Ooh, okay. None of us have. Well, let me just shoot it with some Eldritch Blast. See how that does.
That is 2 misses.
Bad.
2 misses? 2 misses?
2 misses.
What do you mean 2 misses? That's gotta be 1 hit.
Well, my 18 didn't hit.
You would hope that it is, but
Oh,
unfortunately, it's not.
All right.
We in this level 6 adventure.
Ooh sheds a single tear.
All right, Fedorov.
Yeah, I see a bunch of angry teeth just start grinding on Vincent.
Yep.
And I'm
Accurate.
assuming he's like bleeding out.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like stuffed Vincent
Knock,
half into his
knock,
mouth
knocking.
and closed
on
down on
heaven's
it,
door.
and blood is just pouring out of this thing's mouth.
Yeah.
That was once
Yeah.
inside Vincent.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh god, you're gonna prolong this agony.
I mean, I could just let you die. I don't know what I could do. Like,
No, it's that's fine.
I think best case scenario, none of us die down here. I
Yeah.
could go full pirate ship adventure and just get a couple octopuses down here and hope one of them rips them off the edge, but there's no guarantee he's not going to bring us all down with him.
Yeah, that would definitely bring Vincent and BB with him.
Yeah. It's been
And
real,
Ool.
guys.
And Ool, yeah, thank you.
No.
That's
no,
that's when Fedorov scurries up the hole and grabs the book and tells
Cuts his losses.
yeah, I'll go to my pirate ship. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to try to heal Vincent
All right, let's see it.
with the cure wounds.
I've got a lot of them. Yep. So you just touch me, you get up close, and you're like, it'll be
Yeah, pretty
okay.
close.
Yeah,
I'll touch your leg and be like, "This looks bad."
you stroke his hair. Shh, little buddy, it's okay.
Yeah,
So that was 15.
yeah. So that's my action, and then as my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh.
All right. BB.
BB. Am I prone right now?
No,
I'm supposed to-
you're like a foot up off the air. This tentacle is wrapped around your midsection.
Oh,
But you have full use of your arms.
okay. BB takes out his halberd and starts swinging at the tentacles around him.
Yeah, you can do that for sure. Give me some weapon attacks.
Chow.
No.
That one bounces off of Vincent's tentacle ineffectively.
No. Well, I'm gonna do my bonus attack.
All right.
Boom!
Who do you want to cut free?
I'll cut Vincent free.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you cut the tentacle around Vincent. Well, give me the damage roll. Actually, we'll see if you. Okay, you do. You sever it from the monster. It lets out a shriek of pain, and when it does so, Vincent, you just roll out of its mouth.
Oh, thank God.
And then I'm gonna try and poke at the one that's holding me
Okay.
with my
All right.
polearm master.
Yeah, that's a hit. You do not manage to cut yourself free.
Oh dang!
It is hanging limply, and you are standing on the ground, but you're still wrapped up in it.
Okay,
Oh, man.
that's all I got.
All right,
I just thought of some side note shit.
Vincent,
Hold on, I gotta finish my thought.
what's your side note?
Wyvern tail on blunt and all right. Shit. I am going to. Does that eyeball look real soft and juicy?
It looks glossy.
Shit. I feel like I should BB since he helped me. All right, I'm gonna hack at his tentacle
Okay.
with my sword.
You are able to catch it where BB has weakened it, and you sever his tentacle as well.
Ah-cha-cha-cha! Yeah, I did.
Well, it had
All right,
one health left, so.
Nice. Well, yeah. Sneak attack it too. Sup? No. That doesn't count as my sneak attack. Let's see. Now I am going to try to stab this thing in the eye.
Can you sneak attack something in the eye?
Well, if there's an enemy 5 feet away from it, yeah. If it has an enemy 5 feet from itself. Okay. I want to actually try to put the torch in its eye.
Okay. Plunge it into its eye.
Yeah.
Put that cigarette out.
What if
Yeah.
it's into that?
Then it's gonna have a great time.
Yeah, improvise a weapon attack.
Yo.
Yeah, it's into that. So you
Oh, damn it.
you try and so you bring the Beatana down, you free Vincent, and then in the same flourish you turn around with the torch and try to jab it in the eye, but it just closes its eye.
Damn.
Uh,
Saw that one coming.
Does it
Ooh.
snuff out the flame?
No, no,
No.
it causes it to die down, but then it kicks back up.
Hmm.
And you did actually. It's got this like hard, s- stuff on its skin, for lack of a better term. Um, and you melted some of it around the eye.
Is the eye permanently shut?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
It probably not permanently, but its eye has been like glazed shut.
yeah. 420 glaze it.
All right. This thing is very, very mad. The two tentacles that got severed, the bits that were severed, new growth spurt out of the open wound. And
no.
it is going to essentially helicopter the 6 tentacles that it has, including with Ool.
Oh no.
So in place, it pivots very quickly. And we're going to need, let's see. Fedorov, is your AC 16? Sorry, 23?
Holy
No,
shit.
16.
Okay. You're going to take... I got
Many.
12 points of damage.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I want to use my uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, if I get hit.
Okay.
Not my supernatural, uncanny.
Does a 24 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to take half damage from this?
Yep.
Oh, probably a good call.
You take 55 points of damage.
half of 18.
Okay, that's 9.
And then BB does a... Oop, what did I do? 20 hit you, not a natural 20.
Yep.
All right. That means you are going to take 20 points of damage.
Gee whiz.
And then Ool, you are going to be used as a weapon against Vincent.
That's neat.
It's going to try and ram you into Vincent. Vincent, what's your AC? Is it 12?
No, it's 14.
All right. Only Ool is going to take 7 points of damage. But you are brought across the chasm.
So, was that the monster doing damage to me?
Yes. Yep.
Eldritch Rebuke!
Oh, shit.
Then I'd fuck your stupid tentacle monster up with more tentacles.
Oh man.
Give me
It's
that,
getting real anime up in here.
that hellish rebuke.
It has to make a dexterity saving throw.
You're not going to believe this, but this thing isn't very dexterous.
It's got so many limbs.
9?
No.
All right, what happens?
Damn.
15 damage.
Are you shitting me?
I am not shitting you. That's not even like the most it can do.
All right, so it tries to slam you into Vincent. It just slams you into the ground right next to Vincent. You just, and then it raises you back up so you're hovering in the air, and you just scream at it, but in an eldritch tongue. And it doesn't sound like Ool's voice. It's very, very deep. And you can see the sort of hard glaze around it shatters. And it's very soft. The soft bits are sort of exposed. As well as taking the aforementioned damage, which causes the tentacle that's holding Ool to explode, essentially into fragments. It's like when a tree full of sap freezes in the winter, if you're familiar. Causes it to essentially just explode like a frag grenade. That, but in tentacle form. All right.
I am aroused.
So, I don't even know. I think I should just keep this as one of my spells because this was a real spell that would have done 5
Oh man.
5d10, 6d10.
What do you mean if this is a real spell?
Not the tiefling
Well,
one.
since I just found
That's
out
a
that I
lot.
just have Eldritch
Mm.
Rebuke as like a level 2 thing every long rest,
Cool.
I moved it, which I shouldn't have done.
All right. What's Ool got cooking?
What's Ool got cooking? The old standby, I guess. Nope, nothing.
No, you shattered the
Oh, okay.
stuff off of him. So one of those hits him
Nice.
and pushes. Well, give me the damage. And pushes him back 10 feet
Fuck you.
over the ledge.
Bye, Felicia.
Is anybody still grabbed?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was. All right. So, Ool, you hit it with an Eldritch Blast, and sort of it's pushed back a little bit. Teeters, and then it falls, but 6 tentacles lash up and are holding it. 3 on either side. It's sort of suspended there. But we are out of initiative.
Woo. All right. So how are we gonna make this thing fall all the way down?
Let's just run away from it.
Okay.
That's my vote.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right. I assume you're going to go east? Or are you going to go back across the bridge?
Nah, I think we should go back across the bridge, guys. Get out of here.
I mean,
Never.
you guys have never abandoned a contract, but I mean, there's a first time for everything, I suppose.
He throws Fedra.
Hey, we might find Ool's god down here. That's exciting.
That wasn't it. It was big into
No,
tentacles. You're big into tentacles.
It made it in its image.
I mean, that symbol we found that's on your book looked like an eye that had tentacles coming out of it.
Yeah. I like tentacle eyes.
I mean, this is D&D. You can see if you know anything about what this creature might be.
Would that be Arcana?
Arcana, if you want to figure out if it has like a natural element or nature. Well, that doesn't make sense. Arcana, if you want to know if it's magical in some way. Probably nature to figure out if you know anything about what it is, like or where you might find one, which may
Well,
seem obvious now. Yeah, you have heard stories of creatures like this from sort of people who people who pass through the squeaky wheel. It is essentially just a monstrosity that lurks in caves and feeds on unwary food things that get close to it. But it is basically entirely unrecognizable from just a stalagmite or a stalactite. They have no issues climbing walls and hanging from ceilings.
It's a monstrosity, not a beast.
Correct.
Damn.
All right. Vincent is wary of all stalactites and stalagmites.
There
in the
are,
vicinity.
now that you've turned your attention to the cave to the east, there are a lot of stalactites hanging from the ceiling. There are no stalagmites, though.
Okay. I don't know what's our protocol.
I'm alright with just carrying on.
Alright, I'm gonna keep my eye on them.
It's like drop
Gotta be
bears.
cool shit ahead.
Sort of like detect traps or something.
So you guys just continue down this, what is essentially an underground road. Probably 10 miles of just nothing. It's just open cave.
Is it like just one direction, or are there like a lot of forks?
Nope, just one direction. Occasionally on the, as you're walking, you can only see about, I think dark vision's 120 feet or 60 feet.
I've still got a torch.
Vincent does have a torch. You can see there are sort of rock formations, like big piles of rock occasionally that you come by. But none of them have eyes that open.
Jesus.
Eventually, this road ends, and in front of you is a very large, or I shouldn't say like large, very, very many steps going up. And then carved into the cave wall is sort of, what's the best way to describe it? Very generic looking humanoid statues that are standing face to face with their arms up, touching at the fingertips to form a massive arch, probably 120 feet tall. These steps lead up to a platform at the feet of these statues. And then in very large carved letters are two words.
What do they say? Ooh.
What do they say? Me?
Zoth Nero. Which Ool can recognize as meaning knowledge. Essentially, the closest translation you can get to common would be knowledge prison.
Yeah, fuck that. That doesn't sound good. You say prison or prism?
Prison.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Cool.
I do not enjoy that.
Do you know what type of language it is, or you read it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do I?
She can just read it, but I will accept a history check from anybody who thinks they might know something about it.
Oh,
And I will say that Fedorov would have advantage.
Oh shit, dog. History check.
History check.
is Ool stuck in the intelligence prison for failing that?
Ool, you read that, and as the understanding of it forms in your mind, you are racked with a skull-splitting headache. And then you get a flash of Zazuzu's vision.
What are you up to?
Still some sort of worked stone. And you get a pang of the emotion he's feeling, which is, I guess, longing mixed with confusion.
Hmm.
All Fedorov, all you know about those words is that Zoth looks very similar to a gnome word. Maybe it's old gnomish from before the rock gnomes and forest gnomes went their separate ways, their separate cultures. The other word, you don't know what it means. Yeah, you have no inkling of where it might have come from, but nothing you know about gnomish includes the word Noro.
I'll write it down like phonetically
Okay.
and see if I can talk to my people next time we get to civilization. If we get to civilization.
Any sign of that black oily rock?
Perception check. The door at the very tippy top of the platform looks black.
That's interesting. Well, how generic a humanoid were these statues? Like,
They
can I tell what race they might be?
They're very. I'm struggling to come up with the right term for it. Very smooth, I guess. They almost don't have like facial features. They don't. They're not wearing clothing. They're just very tall, slender bodies, but they have very large eyes, almost like Zezuzu's eyes.
Ugh. It's unnerving.
The eyes actually gleam black as well.
Oh. Shit.
You say there's an altar up there?
No, it's more like these stairs go up, like 10 flights, and then end abruptly in front of two very large black doors. But there's a little like a little landing up there, a little platform, but it doesn't look like an altar.
Okay. Is that the only way to go, or is that
It's the only place this road leads, but
okay?
I mean, by all means, this looks, it looks like a natural cave system, so it's possible it extends on forever and ever outward if you were to hug the wall and go north or south. You don't see any end to it, I guess.
Well, I want to go look at those doors.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way up the stairs, and you're just standing in front of this oily black stone that you've we're probably expecting to find down here. The both doors are made of it, and then in the center of the doors, so that when they're shut, it looks like a full face, is a face that looks much like the two statues that form the arch over this door.
Hmm. Are the doors like warm to the touch, or like do they feel weird, like greasy or something?
Interesting that you ask that. It feels unnaturally warm to the touch.
Some hot doors here.
And then
Shit.
extending out from each door where like a doorknob would be, are as an extension of these black stone doors are hands with long, slender fingers.
Ugh.
So it looks like the type of thing that you would use to pull open the doors.
Don't like it.
Evie pulls open the doors.
You pull open the doors, and there's a sort of a gust of hot wind just washes over the party. But you are looking into a cavern, or not a cavern, an actually fairly small, considering what you came through. The room tapers down into a corridor.
Does it smell like smoke?
It does not.
Okay, good.
It smells like dust.
Can I still tell if Zazach is going this way?
Um,
Or Azuzu?
you, anytime you try and make contact with him, you are struck by this horrendous headache. You're able to get flashes, but it's causing you mental anguish to try and make contact with him. Like there's this filter, not something actively preventing you from doing so. It's just more like white noise that's drowning it out.
Okay. Dang. Well, onward.
So you're saying we've seen the black rocks that we're kind of looking for?
Yep.
I'm gonna just ask the group, should we just like crack off this doorknob and get out of here, or do you want to figure out what waits below?
School's going down no matter what.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, there's a lot. We don't know what killed these people. I don't know if we should.
I mean, I got a good hunch. It was that rock monster that chewed you up.
I don't know. If we could take care of it, I would think 12 people could take care of it.
We're pretty awesome.
Well, wimps.
I'm still interested in what's going on down here. Do I hear any whispers?
You do not hear any whispers.
Except the sweet nothings in your ear.
Yeah,
Ah,
BB's just giving you the whisper song.
wait till you see my dick. I mean, other than those whispers, those are. I hear those all the time.
All right, what's your play here?
I'm following Ool. This is creepy underground domain.
I mean, I will follow you into the dark.
That was beautiful. Write a song about that.
What would we call it?
That job's a good song. About the dark.
All right, so you guys head into this hallway. It's still quite tall, but the hallway itself slims down so that it's only about 5 feet wide. You follow it back, and then there is a fork.
On the floor?
Yeah. Here. We'll draw it out.
Does it have any food residue left on it? Or-
Yeah.
It's covered in crumbs. So you guys came in. Let me know if this is showing up for you yet.
Are the crumbs moist?
Oh, for fuck's sake, roll 20.
I saw a triangle.
It was a right triangle.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But
Right.
apparently the wrong triangle.
So you guys come into this long corridor.
Okay.
And at the end, you can see that there is a wall.
Have we passed any like torches or sconces or braziers or anything like that?
No.
Hmm.
There is the ceiling above you has a sort of thin, maybe about a foot wide line that runs the length of the hallway that gives it a sort of gives the room a little bit of a glow. Did I say white or red? Light.
Light. I don't know. What color is it?
Red. Sorry, I don't know if I specified. It gives the room a sort of a reddish hue. All right, what's your move here? You guys feel free to move forward, and we'll narrate as we go as best we can.
All right. I feel like Vincent would let Ul go out front.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of Wolf's thing.
All right. Yeah. Let's get
No.
walking.
Fedorov is wholly ready to bust the doorknob off and run out of here.
Bust a nut.
Wait till you see.
Yeah, and then grab the doorknob and get out of here.
Yeah.
Grab the knob and
He's been edging for a few weeks.
Oh man.
It's always on edge. All right, so Ul, when you get right there, you can see that the hallway extends. Oh, for fuck's sake, roll 20. How are you so bad at this?
A poor craftsman blames his tools, Swanson.
If only they hadn't broken their website. All right, so the hallway extends in either direction, and then comes to an elbow on both sides.
Okay. I guess it's the last 8-ball question. Should I go left?
Yes.
Okay. We're going left.
All right.
I think you have one more charge, don't you? Of the 8-ball?
Yes.
Well, because you used one, and then you got a long rest in, so you should have got one charge back.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me. One more.
Okay.
All right. Any defining features down this hallway, or
Nope,
more
still
the same?
still just a plain corridor.
Yeah.
Fedorov is going to etch this way into the wall.
Ooh, smart.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna etch like this way, like carve it.
What are you gonna carve it with?
I guess my shillelagh. I'll just try to bonk arrow.
I don't think you can carve with a blunt object.
All right. Well, I'll try to like just scratch something in the stone with
Okay.
the blunt end.
This is also the oily black stone. And it makes absolutely no recognition of your attempts to make any mark in it.
All right. I'm going to drop a book
Okay.
in the hallway.
Yeah, you can do that.
I gotta find out what book first.
While he does that, what does Zath Naro mean again?
Knowledge prison.
Okay.
So, Ul, as you come around into the other side, there's a door.
Okay. Kind of want to go over down the corner. If it's the same thing on either side.
It is the same thing.
Ah, I wasted a charge.
No, you don't know that. There could have been something bad and mean over there.
Yeah, that is true.
This is Dungeons and Dragons. Probably was.
Turns out I dropped all of my books back home, but I have one bottle of oil. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Seems unnatural enough.
Okay.
I have a bunch of mushrooms and shit, but I feel like there could be mushrooms and shit anywhere down here.
Yeah, not really a defining cave feature. All right.
Random bottle of oil.
So this.
I'll leave the top pointing towards where we came from,
Okay.
like that kid with his shoes.
Okay. I don't know the reference, but so you are facing a door that is it's got the same motif as the larger one outside. It's got this face of a sort of a unknown humanoid, and then a single hand is extended forward towards you.
Is there like any holes or anything, or it's just solid?
Just solid. The hand doesn't extend towards you. It is sort of, it's the opposite actually. There's an imprint in this slab, and it looks like it is it's recessed into the wall a little bit. It's not completely smooth along. It's set back a little bit, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah,
Sweet.
I'll put my hand in there.
Oh god. Has it been getting warmer the further we've down this thing, or has it been hot the whole time?
It's just balmy. Yeah, it's very, just very, very warm and humid.
Oh, so it's not a dry heat.
No, it's not a dry heat.
Okay.
That would have been bearable.
Right.
Yeah,
It's so humid though. I don't know.
the humidity is mixing with the heat the stone is giving off, and it's making your ass crack feel like Atlanta in the middle of the summer.
Oh,
GG.
smelly.
You put your hand against this hand. It's larger than yours, and its fingers are longer. But the eyes of the statue, or not the statue, but the formation of this, well, I'll just call it a door, light up purple briefly, and then the door slides to the left.
Okay.
And you are standing. Give me a second. Oh, fucking roll 20.
That could be the name of our show.
Fucking roll 20.
Yeah.
Hold Alt. Okay, I will. You're overlooking obviously a square room that has a circle in the middle of it. The circle almost looks like a medallion or something. It's got intricate symmetrical carving across the whole thing, and then in the center is a plinth of an extended hand, much like the one that you've seen elsewhere, and in its hand is a completely smooth purple gem, I guess we'll call it. The fingers are completely wrapped around it, so it's held securely in place.
So all the intricate carving, have I seen that before anywhere?
You could give me an Arcana check. No. It almost looks just like pattern. There doesn't look like there's really meaning behind it, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
It's just sort of a pattern to set this circle apart from the rest of the room.
Okay. So is the circle like touching each wall? That's how big it is?
No, it's a inset in the floor.
Okay. Well, you guys think I should go grab that gem? Seems like a terrible idea.
It does not seem like a good idea.
I don't see how Ool doesn't grab the gem.
What would
Yeah.
Ool do?
Will would probably grab the gem. How about does she
Vincent
know
would.
anything about spooky gems being held by a hand in the floor?
I'm not even gonna make you make a check. You have no idea what's going on here.
All right, well, there's nowhere else to go. I guess I'll grab it.
Before you grab it, does that gem look like it's worth a lot of money?
Give me a perception check.
I'm assuming like we're all like crazy training in here. Does the gem look anything like the gem of the bluebird that I whipped out of its socket?
No, that looked like a jeweled eye. This is
Is it like the same shape? Do I think I could get lucky
Yep.
again or unlucky again, depending on what I'm trying to do?
yeah. I guess it depends on what you're trying to do.
All right, Ool, stand in front of it. I'm gonna try to whip you to safety.
God. So now that you've gotten closer to it, Vincent, you can tell that it looks like a gem in that it sort of it's got a glow to it, but it's very cloudy, and the whatever is making it cloudy under the surface is actively moving and swirling around it.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so hear me out. If we go back with some information that tells them that something's valuable down here, they'll give us 5,000 gold.
It does
think-
sound like this might be the prison.
You think
I don't
so?
want to get stuck inside the rock.
I don't know.
All right.
Well,
All right.
where did
How about
wait?
I tie a rope around my waist and then grab her?
Where could Zazuzu have gone? If not, I mean, this is sort of a dead end.
We didn't check the right hallway, I guess. Kind of don't think he's out there, though. Is he still alive? Can I at least tell that?
Yeah, you get flashes of his vision.
I don't know. He's still alive in there. I mean,
He's on the move. He's walking.
I did like when we went to Eyeball Planet that one time. Maybe this will be like that. Fuck
know.
it, I'm grabbing it. You guys can come if you want.
Oh, BB, BB.
All right.
Okay, all right. You could grab it.
Uul,
I'm not gonna grab it.
Uul grabs it. For a split second, Uul, it's a little bit like, almost defies description, I guess. But you feel very connected, I guess, to something. But for a brief second, it's like you're looking through thousands of eyes at once. And then, from the rest of the party's perspective, Uul just disappears.
She gone.
It is at this point that I should probably mention that with Uul not standing in your way anymore, Vincent, there is a piece of metal sitting on the ground right here, sort of propped up against the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to it, I guess.
It looks like a sheet of the expedition journal.
Oh,
Good
cool.
luck reading that.
Yeah.
Oh, This is written in common, actually.
Convenient.
Yeah. It says what dwells below must be told. What dwells below must be told. What dwells must below must be told, and then it trails off like that, and then eventually the scribblings become illegible and turn into etchings of a circle with a dot and 5 lines radiating off it.
What dwells below must be told. Fuck. Is this shit evil, BB?
BB cast divine sense.
It is not fey, it is not undead, and it is not celestial,
Is it fiend?
and it's not fiend.
We ain't found shit.
Damn. Keep combing. Well. What do you guys
So,
want to do?
so Ool's gone girl on us.
She faked her own death.
Is she still on the same plane? Can he contact them still or no?
Well, you're not within 30 feet for sure. Your ears have popped from a sort of air pressure change. The air is much heavier here, so you feel like you're down very low. You're standing in a room that looks much like the one you were in upstairs, except there are arches all over leading out of this room. You can hear a cacophony of noise, essentially. You hear the sound of shifting stone, you can maybe just make out a little bit of gurgling water.
Does it still hurt to try and contact Zazuzi?
It hurts even worse than before.
Great. All right. I guess she'll sit down for a minute and give these dudes a few minutes to see if they'll come through.
What you and likewise, there's the same hand with another gem in it, or not the same hand, but another outstretched hand with a gem like the one in the room you were just in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she'll chill here and we'll see if those guys are going to follow. If not, I guess I'm on my own.
Well, do we follow her?
Can we see like a hole, like a physical hole, or
Where?
like where did she go? Did she just grab the gem and she's out?
She touched it and she disappeared. The gem is still there.
Oh shit. Fedorov is very spooked.
I wish we should have tested that gem out before we grabbed it.
Seems hella unnatural.
Well, I'm not one for leaving people behind, but self-preservation. I really don't want to touch it.
What's it gonna be, boys?
I I also want to keep playing D&D, so I guess I'll grab it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning toward.
All right, Vincent, you touch it. Obviously, you want to find out what happened to your friend Ool.
Mm-hmm.
For a split second, you feel like you're looking through 1,000 eyes, and then you find yourself standing in a similar circle, but you get a much more tremendous feeling of depth.
Mm.
You're standing right next to Ool.
Yay.
You're like, why did it take you so long?
Yeah, were you just gonna leave? Fuck, man.
BB grabs it too.
Your weird warlock shit.
BB, you go through the same thing, and you're standing next to Ool and Vincent.
Fedorov is feeling very lonely and will reluctantly like close his eyes and reach out and just like touch it with one finger.
All right. As soon as the littlest tip of your finger touches it, you have the same effect. Looking through 1,000 eyes, you find yourself standing in a similar room. Your ears have just popped. Except this room is full of arches leading north, south, east, and west. And then engraved, running along the top repeatedly, are 2 words running around the top above the arches.
Is it Zoth Norath? That'd be really rubbing it in.
Zoth
Oh.
Labyrinth.
Mm.
So knowledge labyrinth. Does labyrinth mean labyrinth, or does labyrinth mean something funny in this new language?
You recognize it as the common word, like the word from the language common, labyrinth.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So there's another gem you said?
Yep.
That could lead us anywhere, Vincent.
Yeah. I'm glad you're worried about this kind of thing now.
But that is where we will end the session this week.
Ugh.
Welcome to Zoth Labyrinth, friends.
For a moment there,